All right. Hi, Royal Knights.
Hello.
Hey, how's everybody?
We hope everybody's doing well. We've seen many of you in our PLC meetings, and it's a joy to talk to you guys every day. So we wanted to have our first virtual faculty meeting, and we wanted to make sure that you could watch it at your leisure, because we know that people are have different schedules and different commitments throughout the day. So we wanted to make sure that you could watch it on your own time. We also will have a faculty lounge session every Wednesday at 1 o'clock where you can pop into the faculty lounge. It's very informal and voluntary, and say hi to your colleagues, check on each other, ask any questions you might have if you want to do that face-to-face, or if you didn't give us a call. So we wanted to open that to you guys. There are some things we want to talk about today to make sure we're all on the same page. But first, some celebrations. You're doing an amazing, amazing job. Danny, what's a celebration that you'd like to share?
I am very excited about how everybody is collaborating more than ever. All of our teacher groups, all of our student services groups, reaching out to our families, making sure that everywhere across our community, our kids and our families are getting what they need to be successful in this virtual learning environment, no matter how far apart we are spread. So thank you to everybody that is reaching out and doing that.
Alex.
I want to celebrate all those non-techno savvy people out there for becoming way techno savvy. You guys are ahead of the curve. You're doing things that I can't even do. So I'm impressed with it. Keep up the good work. And if you got any tips for me, let me know.
One of our biggest nightly values, guys, is being a problem solver. And I have seen so many people working through multiple problems that are not necessarily our own, and they've just been given to us. So people have been very resourceful, reaching out, finding the answers, or even finding them on their own. So thank you guys for working so hard to come up with the solutions for everybody.
And I'm also so thankful for all of you guys to bounce ideas off of, as well as our students who are very responsive and like to see the comments and really feel motivated by the positive approach to our feedback and to the learning that we are facilitating in a different type of an environment. So keep up the good work. So I'm going to share my screen now. And here we go. I know my screen is quite messy, but we're going to have our quick faculty meeting here. And this is our agenda. So we're going to have an opening activity. We're going to make some connections through distance learning and our SEL and trauma-informed care, give you some info about SEL training and how to get your in-service points, some grading protocols, our recognition, because we want to definitely continue that, and then help sessions in the faculty lounge. So welcome, everybody. So our opening activity, and you can find all of these in the River Ridge Middle School Faculty Collaboration Canvas course, which you all will be enrolled in as soon as possible. So you're going to want to accept that invitation and put it on your dashboard in My Learning. And you can find this presentation there, and you'll be able to click on the Padlet. This opening activity is something called Roses and Thorns, and you're welcome to go in and do this. Basically, we want to know from you for some of the roses, some of the positive things that have occurred in this experience, and then some of your thorns, maybe some of the things that we need to look at for concerns or areas where we can tighten up a little bit. So you're welcome to go in and do some roses and thorns. Also, I sent this out in the SMORE. This is about making connections. It's a short article from Edutopia about, through distance learning, how we can put trauma-informed care principles as well as social emotional learning principles in place. There's also a Padlet on there, and you can use the Padlet to provide ideas about how we can continue to connect to students. We want to make sure that we're following our district principles of distance learning, which is to show grace, compassion, and flexibility. I sent this document out as well, and it'll also be in the course too for you to see, but that we're using grace and compassion, and that we're always flexible when it comes to working with our students, our families, and our colleagues, just as we as administrators will be flexible with working with you. And we're all in this together to make sure that we're all a success. For SEL training, we missed the April 8th SEL training, and I know many of you have asked about getting those in-service points, and they are still available. You can get these points by going into the Canvas course. There is a Nearpod. You will click through the Nearpod. It'll probably take you about 20 minutes or so. And at the end, there is a quiz, a 5-question little quiz. And once you finish that, you will be able to get your ESE and your in-service points. You'll need to complete it by April 30th. In the Nearpod, there are little collaboration activities. You do not have to do that. Just go ahead. It'll read it to you. And you can listen and you can absorb the information. If for some reason you can't get the Nearpod to work, then you are welcome to go in, and there is a PowerPoint that's also attached that you can go through and look at the notes in the PowerPoint. But you will need to take the 5-question quiz in order to get your in-service points. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I will be awarding all in-service points for the entire year, not only SEL, but also PLCs by May 1st, so that you know that.
Okay. Up next, we're going to be sharing a little bit about grading. We want to make sure that we are using our grading policies to be especially compassionate and positive and encouraging with our students during this very difficult time. We understand that while you guys are open and available to help students from 8 to 8, and many of you beyond those hours trying to help students, they are also many times in environments where they do not have the help or support in their homes to be able to do the work that we would normally be having them do, or the quality of the work that we would normally be having them do if we had direct contact with them. So when you're grading assignments, please be taking that into consideration. And especially with your feedback, be encouraging them. We want to make sure that we are not at this time discouraging students or using grades to be penalizing in any ways. We want to continue to provide positive feedback through a feedback loop, continuing to use those strategies that were in that original Canvas course that you guys went through. Use the name to provide recognition, encouragement, evidence from what they originally provided, their text-based evidence from what they provided, identify errors, and also positive ways that they can provide solutions for feed forward corrections to their work. For students that are submitting wrong assignments, we are finding that there are several that sometimes they are submitting the notes guide, or they're submitting things that are just not exactly right, that you can tell that they are trying, but it's the wrong assignment that they may have submitted. Instead of giving a 0, give a score of 1. That indicates that they were at least attempting to turn something in and that you are providing them feedback. A 0 indicates that there has been cheating going on, or that there is 0 credit given for assignment because they've absolutely refused to work on something, which is different than they've made an error and they are working on correcting something. So a score of 1 lets administration know that you are working with them because they have submitted something in error. A 0 indicates that something has been submitted and given 0 credit because there was a cheating issue. So please be careful with how those different items are being indicated in a grading in the actual grade book. How to enter M's. So in My Student, when we put an M in, it counts as a 0 in the student's grade. In Canvas, it does not, because with this particular system, we understand that it is a flexible learning environment, that students are having different access to when they can have access to technology. So it is helpful that throughout the week, as you are going through your grade book, at a certain point in the week, probably around Wednesday, if you're noticing that students are not turning in work and you're starting at that point in the week to start sending out your reminders that work needs to be turned in, that work is missing, you can either put in an M in that grade and it will turn the box pink for missing, or you can go to your speed grader and click the missing button, which will turn the box pink. It will highlight that box pink in the grade book for you, so that when the assignment is turned in, it's an indicator of that assignment's now turned in and I need to grade it. It will also indicate to the student in red that the work is missing, so they know what they need to turn in. But in Canvas, it will not calculate it as a 0 as it previously did in Canvas. So there is no penalty for putting in as missing, and we do want to encourage you all to start doing that probably around Wednesday of each week, so that it lets students know, hey, we're monitoring you, hey, this is what was due for this week and it is now missing, so that they can start keeping track of what's missing, and you can more easily keep track of where you need to be looking for grades as well. Students can work ahead, and we are encouraging them to do that as long as they are showing mastery on the current work. Meaning, we don't want them to blow through 9 weeks worth of work at a unsatisfactory rate on all of it. But if they are showing that they are mastering current work and want to move ahead, they can finish the course early. And we are talking about what we will do with their attendance if they finish work early. We are looking at being flexible with that so they can work ahead, and we are definitely encouraging students to do that. If a student engages in the course, so we are working with attendance. So if they've turned in their work for that week, you definitely know that they've engaged. That's an easy way to determine, yes, they've been present. You mark them as present. If you have had communication with that student and there is a technology glitch for some reason, or they did not understand that assignment and they are working with you and you have communication with them for a reason why that week's work was not done, you can still mark them present if you know for a reason and they have engaged with you for some reason of why they have not turned in work. You're only marking them absent if we have not had any communication at all with that particular student or family, and we do not know where they are or why they're not working. Okay. And reminders, again, just continue to be flexible with our students, with their attendance, with their work submission, allow them to redo things. They do have those 3 attempts. If you're finding that there are students that as you're communicating with them, they need that 4th attempt, that is a case-by-case basis that is permitted by you after you have worked with that student and communicated with that parent. It is not an open policy. That is something that you can allow if there is time to be able to do so. We can accept work after the due date, and there is no penalty for late work. That is why it is marked as missing. We understand that the workloads in these courses varies. So for the first week, there was an excessive amount of work that was required for the students, or at least it was excessive in their minds, for 7th grade science. The second week, there was a project that was required of them in the civics class that took a significant amount of time. So we understand that there are times that there are different pieces in different classes that require them to put in forth some different effort. So if you're reaching out to a student that says, I didn't get to this week's work in your class because I had to spend extra time on another class, work with them on how to be able to prioritize that workload and be flexible with that workload. They do have until Sunday night at midnight for it to be turned in. However, they can still turn it in after that due date as well.
All righty. Let's recognize those kids and staff members that are actually doing their work and turning in great examples of that. So we still have our Goodnight Shield of Honors that we would like you guys to still use. Please, there are electronic forms, or you can use the ones on SharePoint still, but this mock form will go right to our grade level admin, and then we will be able to create a little post for online and then reach out and contact the parents or the students to still get that recognition for them out there. I do still want you to use the PBIS night dollars. I don't know when we'll have a school store, but I want these kids to definitely earn some more, and we can definitely have a sale next year and have them keep their points or do a blowout sale at the beginning of the year. Either way, get them using those points, push them out there. The kids still do love to earn those as encouragement. We are also doing postcards. We would like you to send out some postcards. On Tuesdays from 11 to 2 p.m., you can come up to the school. There will be an administrator at the school. Please come in your PPE, your personal protection equipment, your masks and gloves, and come up and get that stuff. And we will give you postcards and stamps so that you can mail them out. Just another form of recognition for the students. Who doesn't love a handwritten note? Also, for each other's staff members, we would like you guys to still go out and do the PBIS teacher rewards. And we also have a weekly shout out mock form that we would like you to push in anything that someone has done to help you out, encourage, support, or anything like that. Please put that in there. We just want to recognize and encourage our staff and students through these times. Any little motivation is helpful. And if you got any other ideas out there, let us know.
All right, guys. We do have a few help sessions and also the faculty lounge available for you to help support you through all of this distance learning that we're experiencing together. So first, Chrissy will hold informational help sessions for any and all staff. And you can just go to that Zoom link with the meeting ID, and the password is coffee, which I enjoy. I know Chrissy has shared out her sessions where she's available, so definitely take advantage of those. So thank you, Chrissy, for reaching out to support our staff. Also, we will host a weekly faculty lounge for 30 to 45 minutes every Wednesday at 1 p.m. just for us to be able to socialize, ask questions, check in, because we're a really social group. So making sure that everyone is keeping in touch and supporting each other and, you know, staying royal. That's what it's about. So definitely check out that Zoom meeting link. Again, it's weekly, 1 p.m. on Wednesdays. Our password, of course, is royal. So check that out, guys. And lastly, just a big thanks for a great start to the e-learning experience. Make sure, guys, don't forget to complete the SEL activities. Make sure we're working with our PLC to manage grading with strong feedback, the discussion and conversations that our students are reaching out to us. That's important, so make sure you're staying on top of that and stay connected. And of course, the scaffolding of content, making sure we're connecting with our office hours, live lessons, pulling down organizers to the announcements for the ease of navigation. That's all important work. And lastly, guys, stay connected with River Ridge Middle School. We miss you, we love you. You guys are doing a great job.
So again, we want to thank you guys very much for everything that you've done. Keep leveling up, keep showing your royal pride and doing what you do best. We truly do appreciate it. The families appreciate it. The students appreciate it. The community appreciates it. And we don't know what we would do without you. If you have any questions, as always, reach out to any one of us. We're here to help. And thank you.